In today's breaking story, Trump's morning just fell apart as top Christian pastors revolt. That's right, you know it's bad when even the Christians are fed up with Donald Trump. How's it going, everybody? Hunter Avalone here with Occupy Democrats. Welcome back to another video. Now, of course, it makes sense that Christians would have a problem with Donald Trump. After all, their religion is supposed to be about showing love and mercy and compassion, things that Trump is not doing at all. Not to mention, he's also completely caught up in the Epstein scandal.
I don't think any survivor, including my sister, should be used as a political toy. These are sisters and mothers and daughters. Amanda mentioned we're grieving right now. I think the world is grieving a little bit for her because she's not here to speak for herself. And so it felt very disrespectful for them to unredact her name when she's not here to speak for herself. We're, of course, going to stand forward and we're going to continue to fight for her and all survivors out there, because I want to be very clear. If my sister was here today, she would be appalled by this administration. She would not refer to President Trump as a gentleman. He's not acknowledging survivors. Not once has he even acknowledged my sister in the sense of who she was as a hero. I mean, the reason we're even here today having this conversation, Jen, in which she should be sitting with you, not me, is because of her and so many brave survivors that came forward. And now these files are being released. And so I just think it's time to put a little respect on her name and all survivors' names and treat them as heroes. Mm-hmm. And stop, and just stop the nonsense, this political BS bullshit that just keeps coming out of his mouth and the administration's mouth. It needs to stop. Sorry.
Moment where these files and the fullest truth that we have available to us is going to be made public. And it is clearly the biggest scandal in presidential history. And he wouldn't be acting this way if he wasn't so deeply worried about what sits in those files. What we've already seen is immensely incriminating. Clearly, Donald Trump was at the center of a child sex ring. That is heartbreaking, that the President of the United States was involved in that kind of gross, craven immorality.
And now Trump's morning just fell apart as top Christian pastors revolt. That's right, take a look at this breaking story. President Trump's morning is collapsing into chaos, and this time it is coming from the group he has relied on more than almost any other: Christian voters and pastors. For nearly a decade, Trump has treated the evangelical vote as an ironclad guarantee. But today, that illusion shattered. A new Guardian report reveals that roughly 30 white Christian clergy members, including pastors, seminary students, and prominent faith leaders, are now running as Democrats in the upcoming midterms, not voting Democrat, running as Democrat candidates. This is a direct revolt from inside Trump's most loyal base. Justin Douglas, a pastor from Pennsylvania, said the quiet part out loud. He told The Guardian that Republicans being the pro-faith party is complete nonsense, and he accused the Trump administration of bastardizing faith almost every day. He pointed to the moment the White House used the Lord's Prayer in a propaganda video for its rebranded Department of War, calling it sacrilegious and a blatant manipulation of Christianity. And he is not the only one sounding the alarm. Texas State Representative James Tallarico, a seminary student with a massive online following, is now campaigning openly as a Christian Democrat. He uses scripture to call out Trump Republicans for abandoning the poor and chasing corporate power. He says the right has drifted into Christian nationalism so extreme that it no longer resembles Christianity at all. In Iowa, evangelical Lutheran pastor Sarah Trone Garriott is also running, and she did not mince words. She said Donald Trump is completely inconsistent with every core Christian principle, listing compassion, justice, and care for the marginalized. She even said the two most influential figures in her life are Jesus and Donald Trump, but for very different, very negative reasons. And in Arkansas, Christian pastor and former Republican Rob Ryers is going a step further. He says he is running not only against his Republican opponent, but against the president himself. Why? Because he says churches have been duped by this guy. This is the political earthquake Trump never thought he'd face. Not from the left, not from the media, but from the pulpit. If even a fraction of these Christian voters break away, let alone run for office, Trump loses one of the only coalitions that held firm through every scandal, and the timing could not be worse for him. Thanks so much for watching. Please click that like button and subscribe to Occupy Democrats so that you can stay informed and help us stop Donald Trump.